Alex confesses her love for Richie. Filming wrapped 5 months ago in Bali, leaving Richie and his lucky lady to try and keep the romance a secret for as long as they can. While many have speculated on who will be his final choice, Alex and Nikki say there's no bad blood between them, even though one has a boyfriend and one doesn't. I know it seems weird to still be friends now one of us has a boyfriend and the other doesn't. Quote, Nikki told News Corp Australia. But Alex and I genuinely love each other and want the best for each other. That was the case throughout the 3 months shoot for the series, during which Alex often visibly struggled watching Strahan romance other women. Those feelings were heightened given she was also missing her 5-year-old son, Elijah. Despite each woman having declared their love for Strahan on TV, each said they're happy to finally end their on-screen journey, even if it means a broken heart in the process. Read our recap of the finale below. Richie puts a ring on it. While he didn't get down on one knee, Richie slipped the diamond ring on Alex's finger after saying that he wanted to give her something that symbolized his willingness to give her his heart and make their relationship work. And Alex happily accepted. "I am so happy. I love you," she said. "From the moment I met you I knew there was something so special and I felt it straight away. I can't wait for this chapter to continue and to start our life together is so exciting. As for Elijah, you are going to be wonderful. He's going to adore you and we're so lucky to have you in our life." Verdict. While Nikki fans won't be happy, we hope this duo follow the example of recent Bachelor Sam Wood and Snezana Markowski and live happily ever after. Richie has decided Alex is the one. Hashtag thebachelorowpic.twitter.com/bovasic9. Richie drops an L-bomb of his owl. Everyone at home knew how things would end, but now it was Alex's turn. As she took her place on the rose-strewn lawn, Richie opened up about his feelings fully for the first time. "I knew what sort of future I wanted. Meeting you has challenged all of that," he told Alex. "I have thought about you and I have thought about Elijah and whether I'm man enough to take on that responsibility, and I really feel I am. Coming down this adventure, Alex, I was told to follow my heart, and following my heart has led me to you. I love you, Alex. Alex, you are the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with." Verdict. Those who theorized there was no way Richie would take a single mum to the end without her being the winner have been proven right. The moment has arrived and it's beautiful. Hashtag thebachelorowpic.twitter.com/FZFPBNHCK. Richie breaks Nikki's and Australia's here. When Nikki was the first to step out of the limo, the writing was on the wall: nobody ever arrives first and gets that final rose. And as a close to tears, Richie began his speech about what a great girl she was, with an unspoken but. The dawning knowledge of what was about to happen hit the 28-year-old real estate agent hard. "Coming into this adventure, my family gave me some advice and that was to follow my heart," he told the Shaken finalist. "And Nikki, I really hope you understand that my heart is with Alex." But despite her obvious devastation, Nikki stayed classy to the end. "I love you a lot and I love you enough to, yeah. I don't wish you all the very, very best," she said. "I thought what we had was special, but what you have with Alex must top all of that, so good luck." In the limo she tearfully added, "I don't have any hard feelings towards Rich, he's been awesome. I still love Rich, so it will take a while to get over. Falling in love is still fun and no regrets, still no regrets." Verdict. Nikki for The Bachelorette, please producer gods. Australia right now. Hashtag thebachelorowpic.twitter.com/Z4Edoit7B. What? Nikki out of the car first. Does that mean? Hashtag thebachelora. This is always the toughest bit for me. Hashtag thebachelora. There's a ring. As he made his final preparations before heading to the final rose ceremony, Richie pulled a diamond ring out of his pocket. Is he about to propose? Richie has admitted he's ready to end the journey, and he just told Osher that he's in love with Nikki, having been snapped wearing a sparkler on her left hand at the races recently, and plenty of rumors that Richie is already a married man. Have we just been given a massive spoiler? Verdict: Richie may just have pulled himself off the market for good. Those on social media are gushing. This brings back so many memories. Love you Sammy at Sam_Frost smiley face, smiling face, hashtag the Bachelor. The L word is DROPPE. While Alex was feeling on top of the world after their date on the high seas, she admitted she still had fears he may have stronger feelings for her competition. I feel confident in our relationship, she said. But then there's Nikki. There is a lot of uncertainty there because I'm the harder option. Pulling out the poem with which she'd charmed him with on night 1. Alex then revealed she is not just falling in love, but she is in love with Richie. I wanted him to know exactly how I feel, she said. Telling someone you love them for the very first time is scary. Once you say I love you to someone, that's you giving your whole heart to someone. It's very scary being that vulnerable. Upon uttering the words, I love you, Richie planted a huge kiss on Alex. Verdict: there is plenty of chemistry between the two, but is he ready to say he loves her back? pic.twitter.com/is5a3tx7. Alex and Richie sets eye. The setting for Alex's final date was far more glamorous than Nikki's, with the duo cavorting on a luxurious tall ship, but the conversations were far harder. Alex took no time bringing up the concerns Richie's mother had aired the previous day. Your mum did have some really valid points when she spoke to me about the fact that I'm a mum and I'm from Melbourne, she admitted. I realized when she said, does Rich know what it's like to have a child when it's not good days? Sometimes you'll want to do something and children will say no. There are times where he can get sick and then you have to cancel your plans because you have to stay with him. Have you thought about that? Richie assured her that not only had he thought about it, but he'd been thinking of it every day through their journey. Verdict: the fact that Richie has put so much thought into his potential future with Alex is a positive sign. She could be the last girl standing. It started with a poem and it is ending with a poem. Hashtag The Bachelor Row https://t.co/jqogif91. Richie and Nikki's monkey busines. Despite being in potentially the most unromantic setting of all time, a park where they fed a horde of hungry monkeys with nuts, Nikki used her final date with Richie to lay bare all of her feelings. I don't have any doubts in my mind about how I feel, she admitted to the cameras. I believe that it works. I believe we are meant to be together. I believe that Richie is my happiness, and I can only hope that Richie feels the exact same way. As they ended the date, Nikki then told Richie she has never met a man like him, and that she hopes he picks her to end his journey with. You are the most incredible man I've ever met, she said. At the end of the day, I just want you to be happy, Rich. I hope that you're happy as me. What I feel for you is something that I've never felt before. It doesn't compare to anything else. I'm totally in love with you. Verdict: Richie sealed the declaration with a kiss. If he's not feeling it, he's putting on a pretty good front. Nikki and Richie are always so excited to see each other. Hashtag The Bachelor Row pic.twitter.com/3mmgchi. The final family verdict. While Richie's mum and sister refused to pick a lucky girl for The Bachelor, Kate had some stern words of advice for her rope access technician son. I just hope that you really consider all the negatives and the positives. There are always negatives in life and you can't pretend that they're not there. Verdict, Alex, 0, Nikki. Nikki works her magic on the FAMIL. Well, now we know where Richie gets his witticisms from. After being thoroughly charmed by Little Whirlwind, Nikki, Richie's mum Kate handed out this whopper. "Miss Chill is turning into Miss Grill," she said before leading Nikki away for a one-on-one chat. Despite having concerns Richie could be a rebound after Nikki's near wedding to her boyfriend of 12.5 years, Kate had all her worries answered. "After talking with her, I felt more confident that she knew where she was going," the chuffed mum said. "I could see Nikki fitting into our family really well. That would please me more than anything." Verdict, if the family get to choose the final rose, Nikki has this one in the bag. Twitter thinks so too. "Kids aren't like leg weights at the gym, big fella. You can't just ignore them." Hashtag the Bachelor. Richie doesn't put his arm around Alex when she's met his family for the first time in Just Been Drilled. Hashtag it's ofs Nikki. Hashtag the Bachelor. "Mummy, you will be pleased to know she is pleasantly childless." Hashtag the Bachelor. Richie's mum not impressed with Ale. First out of the gate for a visit with Richie's mum and sister was Alex, and it took approximately 10 seconds for the atmosphere to turn from friendly to frosty. News that Alex has a 5-year-old son had Richie's, or Richard as she likes to call him, mum Kate worried. Richie sees life as, "We get up in the morning, we go to work, we have fun," she said to Alex after taking her aside to air those concerns. "Have you explained to him that there are going to be times that Elijah has tantrums?" After peppering the 25-year-old single mum with questions, Kate said she had her doubts that Alex had not prepared Richie for the massive responsibility he was potentially about to take on. "I think Alex should have chatted with Richard a little bit more in depth," she said. "A child in the equation is a massive conversation piece, that's all. I hope she realizes the enormity of the obligations that she's putting him under." She also aired her concerns to her son once Alex had left the villa, questioning if Alex was prepared to make any compromises of her own. "This is biggest issue than you seem to have thought about," she warned her son. Verdict, unless Nikki stuffs up royally, Alex has lost the race for parental approval. His mum sent Twitter into a spin. Mum just dropped the full name. The universal sign of "Mum isn't impressed." Hashtag the Bachelor. We are live. Get ready to revisit the love stories of Richie and Nikki and Richie and Alex as we see all the clips from the past season. Who will reign supreme? We're probably a good hour or so away from finding out. But first they have to meet Richie's mum and sister. But first, what does Richie's family think of our two beautiful bachelorettes? Hashtag the Bachelor pic. Twitter.com/YAPLKCUQC. Momentum is BUILDIN. It's the countdown to hashtag the Bachelor finale. Has Richie found the one in Alex? Pic. Twitter.com/LZWWFUOFB. It's the countdown to hashtag the Bachelor finale. Has Richie fallen in love with Nikki? Pic. Twitter.com/XGBNikeg. News.com. Our privacy policy includes important information about our collection, use and disclosure of your personal information, including to provide you with targeted content and advertising based on your online activities. It explains that if you do not provide us with information we have requested from you, we may not be able to provide you with the goods and services you require. It also explains how you can access or seek correction of your personal information, how you can complain about a breach of the Australian privacy principles, and how we will deal with a complaint of that nature.